1 hour. That's all it takes to begin transforming your life. 1 hour each day consistently invested in yourself, invested in your growth, invested in your future. Think about how much time we waste scrolling, talking about things that don't matter, worrying about what others think. But if you took just 1 hour every single day and dedicated it to becoming better, your entire life would shift. 1 hour to read, to learn, to sharpen your mind. 1 hour to exercise, to take care of your body, to build strength and discipline. 1 hour to reflect, to plan, to write down your goals and map out how you're going to achieve them. The truth is, people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. But 1 hour every day, over the course of a year, adds up to more than 15 full days of focused effort. 15 days of pure progress that most people never give themselves because they don't see the power of consistency. The 1 hour rule is simple, but it demands commitment. It demands you say no to distractions, no to excuses, no to the laziness that tries to pull you back. You got to make that 1 hour non-negotiable. You got to protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Your future self is begging you to give 1 hour today. 1 hour of learning can give you new opportunities. 1 hour of discipline can reshape your health. 1 hour of focus can create a vision so strong that no one can shake you from it. Most people will waste their hours on entertainment, on gossip, on things that don't bring them closer to the life they dream about. But you got to decide that your dream is worth 1 hour a day, that your purpose is worth 1 hour a day, that your success, your family, your freedom, your legacy are worth 1 hour a day. So the question isn't whether the 1 hour rule works. The question is, will you commit? Will you choose today to protect 1 hour every day no matter what? Because if you do, you won't even recognize your life a year from now. 1 hour, that's the rule, that's the choice, that's the change. Consistency is the quiet power that changes everything. Most people believe they need to make some massive, dramatic change overnight in order to transform their lives. They think they need to spend hours and hours every single day grinding, sweating, sacrificing everything all at once. That mindset is why so many fail. They start strong, full of energy, full of motivation, but they can't keep it up. They burn out. They quit. The truth is, it's not about intensity for a day. It's about consistency for a lifetime. That's where the 1 hour rule becomes unstoppable. 1 hour every single day dedicated to your growth will carry you further than 10 hours of effort. One time and nothing after that. Because intensity is flashy, but consistency is transformation. Think about water. A single drop on a rock doesn't do anything, but drop after drop, day after day, year after year, eventually that rock is shaped, carved, and changed forever. That's the power of consistency. And that's exactly how the 1 hour rule works. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in a single day. You don't need to pressure yourself into doing 10 things at once. You need one thing, 1 hour, every single day. That's it. When you commit to that, you're building a habit, and that habit will change you in ways you can't even imagine right now. When you show up for 1 hour a day, you are training your mind to be disciplined. You're proving to yourself that you can be trusted, that you follow through, that you don't break promises to yourself. And that trust, self-trust, is the foundation of confidence. Because when you know you're consistent, you stop doubting, you stop hesitating. You know you will show up no matter what. And here's the secret. Consistency creates momentum. At first, it feels small, it feels slow. You might think, 1 hour, what difference can it really make? But as the days add up, something shifts. You begin to notice your skills improving, your body changing, your mindset strengthening. You begin to feel unstoppable because the 1 hour rule doesn't just change your results, it changes who you are. 1 hour a day becomes 7 hours a week. That's over 30 hours a month. That's hundreds of hours a year. Ask yourself, what could you achieve with hundreds of hours of focused effort? You could master a skill. You could write a book. You could get in the best shape of your life. You could start a business. You could completely transform yourself. Not because you went all in for one day, but because you stayed consistent every day. Remember this, intensity impresses people, but consistency builds empires. Anybody can go hard for one day. Few can go steady for 1 year. And that's why the 1 hour rule is so powerful. It teaches you to value small, steady, unshakable progress. If there's one truth that separates people who grow from people who stay stuck, it's this: self-investment is non-negotiable. You can't expect your life to change if you're not willing to invest in yourself. And the 1 hour rule is the perfect example of that investment. Think about it. You are your greatest asset. Your mind, your body, your skills, your character. These are the tools you carry with you into every opportunity, every challenge, every season of life. But most people spend more time taking care of their phone than they do their minds. They spend more money on clothes, entertainment, and distractions than they do on their own growth. And then they wonder why they feel stuck, why they feel empty, why they can't break free. When you invest 1 hour every day into yourself, you're making a declaration: I matter, my future matters, my growth matters. That hour becomes sacred. It's not just time, it's proof that you value yourself enough to prepare for the life you deserve. What can you do in that hour? You can read books that expand your perspective and teach you skills schools never gave you. You can study, learn, and practice something that brings you closer to your dream. You can work on your health, exercising your body, because strength and energy are the fuel that carry you through hard times. You can journal, plan, and set clear goals, because clarity turns chaos into strategy. Self-investment doesn't mean you'll see results overnight, but it does mean that over time you'll become sharper, stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. And when life presents you with opportunities, you'll be ready. That's what most people don't realize. Opportunities don't come to the unprepared. Doors don't open for people who haven't prepared themselves to walk through them. If you don't invest in yourself now, when opportunity knocks, you'll miss it. The 1 hour rule guarantees that every single day you're getting better, even if it's just a little, even if it feels small, because those small deposits compound into massive results. You might not feel it after one day or even 1 month, but a year from now, you'll look back and realize that you built something powerful inside of you. Ask yourself this: if you had started investing 1 hour a day a year ago, where would you be right now? What new skills would you have? How much stronger would you feel? How much more confident would you be in your ability to handle life? That question should wake you up, because the truth is, another year will pass, whether you invest or not. The difference is whether you arrive at that year stronger or stuck. People say they don't have time, but the reality is they don't make time. They give their hours away to distractions, to entertainment, to gossip, to things that add nothing to their future. The 1 hour rule forces you to claim at least one piece of your day for yourself. And when you do, everything else starts to align. You think clearer, you move with purpose, you live with more focus. Here's the bottom line: if you don't invest in yourself, nobody else will. The world pays you according to the value you bring. And your value comes from what you built inside: your discipline, your knowledge, your skills, your mindset. So if you want to change your life, stop waiting for someone else to invest in you. Start today. Start now. Give yourself that hour. Because self-investment is not optional. It's not a luxury. It's survival. It's the foundation of success. It's the promise that no matter what happens, you are becoming more and you are preparing for the life you deserve. Discipline is the dividing line between people who dream and people who achieve. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants change. Everybody wants a better life. But very few are willing to build the discipline required to make it happen. And the reason so many fail is simple: distractions are everywhere. And without discipline, they win every single time. The world is designed to steal your focus. Social media is fighting for your attention. Television, gossip, notifications, endless noise, it all pulls you away from what actually matters. And here's the hard truth: if you don't learn to control your attention, someone else will. If you don't discipline yourself, distractions will discipline you into mediocrity. The 1 hour rule is about declaring war on distractions. It's about carving out 1 hour every day that is yours, untouchable, no matter what. During that hour, there are no excuses, no scrolling, no meaningless chatter. Just you and the work, just you and the growth, just you and the commitment. That's what separates champions from the rest. They know how to shut out the noise. Discipline doesn't mean you never get tempted. It means you choose your future over your impulses. It means you value long-term growth over short-term comfort. That's why discipline feels uncomfortable at first. It's not easy to put your phone away. It's not easy to say no to friends who just want to waste time. It's not easy to wake up early or to stay focused when your mind wants to wander. But every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're training your mind to obey you, not the world around you. Think about it. Distraction costs you more than just time. It costs you opportunities. It costs you progress. It costs you self-respect, because deep down, you know when you're avoiding the work you should be doing. You know when you wasted the hour that could have brought you closer to your goals. And every time you give in to distraction, you weaken the trust you have with yourself. But when you stay disciplined, something powerful happens. You build inner strength. You prove to yourself that you're in control. You prove that you can resist the pull of comfort and move toward purpose. And that proof stacks up day after day until you begin to walk differently. You carry yourself differently. You think differently because you know you're not like everybody else. You're disciplined. Discipline is freedom. Most people think it's restriction, but the truth is the opposite. Distraction chains you to the same place, the same level, the same wasted potential. Discipline frees you. It gives you power over your time, your focus, your future. And that freedom is priceless. 1 hour of pure focus with discipline is worth more than 10 hours scattered with distraction. 1 hour of reading with discipline is worth more than 10 hours of half-hearted scrolling. 1 hour of disciplined work compounds into a life you're proud of. That's the power of saying no to distractions and yes to your vision. So ask yourself, what distractions are stealing your future? What small temptations are keeping you from greatness? And more importantly, are you disciplined enough to let them go? Because here's the reality: you can't be both distracted and successful. You can't serve your comfort and your calling at the same time. You've got to choose. And if you choose discipline daily, consistently, you'll rise above the noise. You'll see opportunities others miss. You'll achieve what others only dream about. The 1 hour rule isn't just about time, it's about discipline. And once you master that discipline, distractions will no longer control your destiny. You will. Most people fail to change their lives because they're chasing big leaps instead of small steps. They believe transformation requires something massive, something dramatic, something that shakes the earth in a single moment. But real change doesn't happen like that. Real change is built brick by brick, habit by habit, hour by hour. That's why the 1 hour rule is so powerful. It teaches you that small steps repeated consistently create massive change. Think about a mountain. Nobody climbs it in one leap. You take it step by step. Sometimes the steps are small, sometimes they're slow, sometimes they hurt, but each one brings you higher. Life is the same. Every hour you dedicate to your growth is a step upward. Alone, it might not feel like much, but when those steps add up, you look back and realize you climbed higher than you ever thought possible. The problem is, most people underestimate small progress. They dismiss it. They think 1 hour won't change anything, and because they underestimate it, they skip it. They do nothing. But let me ask you this: what if you use 1 hour every day to practice a skill? In 1 year, that's over 300 hours of practice. Do you know how much progress you could make with 300 hours? You could learn a language. You could master an instrument. You could build a business. You could transform your body. Small steps add up. Small steps create big victories. Small steps are also powerful because they are sustainable. Anybody can push hard for a day, maybe even a week, but few people can sustain that kind of intensity for months or years. The 1 hour rule works because it doesn't demand everything from you at once. It asks for something you can give daily, without burning out, without quitting. And that sustainability is what guarantees long-term success. Look at the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the leaders who inspire millions. They didn't get there overnight. They got there by stacking small steps, workouts, training sessions, meetings, late nights, early mornings, alone. Each step didn't look like much, but together they created greatness. Small steps also build momentum. At first you might feel like you're not moving, but every small action makes the next one easier. Each hour you invest sharpens your focus, strengthens your discipline, and builds your confidence. Before you know it, the thing that once felt impossible starts to feel natural. You become the type of person who expects growth, who lives for progress, who knows the power of patience. And here's the secret. Small steps don't just change what you achieve, they change who you are. They shape your identity. Every day you show up for that 1 hour, you're telling yourself, I am someone who invests in my future. I am someone who takes action. I am someone who grows. Over time, that identity becomes unshakable. And when you believe that about yourself, nothing can stop you. So stop looking for giant leaps. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to make massive change. Start small. Start now. 1 hour today, another hour tomorrow. Protect that rule, follow it with discipline, and trust the process. Because small steps create big change. And when you look back after months of consistent action, you won't believe how far you climbed. The 1 hour rule isn't just about managing time, it's about unlocking the secret of progress. And progress, even in small steps, is the path to transformation. Your future isn't built in the future, it's built today. The decisions you make right now, the habits you practice right now, the discipline you choose right now, these are the seeds of your tomorrow. Too many people live as if the future is some distant reality, disconnected from the present. They say, one day I'll start, one day I'll change, one day I'll chase my dream. But that one day never comes because the only day that matters is today. The 1 hour rule forces you to face this truth every single day. You either move closer to your dream or further away from it. There is no neutral. There is no pause button on life. If you don't choose to invest an hour in your growth, you are unconsciously choosing to give that hour to something else. Distraction, entertainment, or comfort. And when you multiply that choice across weeks, months, and years, you end up with a future you never wanted. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to live? What kind of life do you want to wake up to? Now realize this. The person you'll be in 10 years is being shaped by the choices you make today. Your habits, your focus, your priorities right now, they are writing the story of your future. That's why today's choice matters so much. If you waste today, you steal from tomorrow. But if you invest today, you build tomorrow. That's the difference. Most people keep waiting for the right time, as if the future will magically hand them success. But nothing is guaranteed except this moment. In this moment, this hour, this choice, this is where your future begins. The 1 hour rule is not just about productivity. It's about responsibility. It's about owning the truth, but nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you discipline, knowledge, health, or success. You have to build it, and you build it one choice at a time, starting today. Here's the danger of ignoring this rule. Regret. The most painful words you can ever say are, I wish I had started earlier. Regret doesn't come from failure. It comes from knowing you didn't even try. It comes from realizing you wasted years waiting for the perfect moment when all along you had the power to choose differently. The 1 hour rule is the cure to regret because it ensures that every day you are doing something, no matter how small, that moves you forward. Your future self is watching you right now. That stronger, wiser, more successful version of you, the person you dream of becoming, they're asking, will you give me 1 hour today? Will you make the choice that gets us there? Every day you either say yes or no, and those answers pile up until they become your reality. This is why the 1 hour rule is so powerful. It takes something overwhelming like changing your life and reduces it to a single choice each day. You don't have to figure out the next 10 years. You don't have to know every step. You just have to choose to invest 1 hour today. That's it. So don't underestimate the power of this choice. Don't treat it lightly. The life you dream of, the health, the freedom, the confidence, the success, it's not waiting for you in the future. It's waiting for you to choose today because your future depends on it. And if you can discipline yourself to say yes every day, 1 hour at a time, your future will not just meet your expectations, it will exceed them. Dreams are beautiful, but dreams without commitment are empty. Everyone has dreams. Everyone imagines a better life, greater success, a future where everything feels different. But here's the truth. Dreams don't change your life. Commitment does. Without commitment, your dreams remain nothing more than wishes floating in your mind. Commitment is the bridge that takes your vision from imagination to reality. The 1 hour rule is proof of this. It's not about talking. It's not about hoping. It's about showing up every single day with consistency and discipline. Commitment means you don't negotiate with your excuses. You don't argue with yourself about whether you feel like doing it or not. You decide once and then you honor that decision daily. That's the difference between people who make it and people who stay stuck. Commitment. See, motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll wake up excited, other days you won't. If you depend on motivation alone, you'll fail because motivation is an emotion and emotions shift like the wind. But commitment is a decision. It's not based on how you feel. It's based on who you are and what you've promised yourself. When you commit to 1 hour every single day, no matter what, you are planting seeds of transformation. 1 hour of work on your body creates health. 1 hour of learning creates knowledge. 1 hour of focused action builds discipline. And when you stack those hours together, you're no longer dreaming. You're building, you're constructing your future brick by brick, hour by hour, until what once seemed impossible becomes your new reality. Commitment also creates identity. Every time you keep that promise to yourself, you are reinforcing the truth. I am someone who follows through. I am someone who doesn't quit. I am someone who builds my dreams. Over time, that identity becomes unshakable. Even when storms hit, even when life gets tough, you won't abandon your dream because your commitment has become who you are. Ask yourself this: how many people do you know who had dreams but never acted on them? How many people talk about what they want but never make the sacrifices required to get there? The world is full of dreamers, but it's commitment that separates the successful from the forgotten. The 1 hour rule is your test of commitment. Will you honor that hour when you're tired, when you're busy, when you'd rather be distracted? That's when it matters most. Because if your commitment only shows up when it's convenient, it's not commitment, it's interest. And interest doesn't change lives, commitment does.
And here's the beauty of it.
Commitment doesn't just transform your dreams, it transforms you. It makes you resilient, disciplined, powerful. It gives you the strength to face obstacles, the patience to endure setbacks, and the confidence to keep going when others quit. Commitment is the engine that keeps you moving forward long after the excitement fades. So don't just dream about the life you want. Don't just talk about the goals you have. Commit to them. Give yourself that 1 hour every day, no matter what. Lock it in, protect it, and honor it. That's how you transform. Because dreams are free, but the life you want has a price. And the price is commitment. Pay it daily. pay it with discipline, and pay it with consistency. If you do, you won't just dream about success, you'll live it. Commitment transforms dreams into reality. And when you choose it, nothing in this world can stop you.